You okay? You smash it up, Abby.
You smash it again.
Yeah.
But we will.
Sit down. Yeah.
When shall I see my lovely country? I will never forget my home.
Ah, Baba. Hey, are you also traveling?
Hey, uncle. Is it you two are going home?
I'm going home. I'm homebound.
Why would I go home? Did you see the last time? They broke my glass.
Oh my goodness.
They broke the house glass. Our children in school is always trouble.
Actually, this situation is challenging.
Yes.
Because everywhere you turn to is always threat on immigrants. Either black,
Is either somebody wants to stab you knife. Is either your children are playing in the park and there is trouble. You pack your glass, they break it. So one of us. Last week, this one was broken. We fixed it. No noise. Again, this one and see what they broke. Everyone. See what they broke again.
This needs to stop.
This needs to stop. And if we don't do this now, they will not take us serious. Your children go to school, they say they don't understand.
Exactly.
For that reason, I think. And the man in this last day, you not see my TikTok video.
You okay? You smash it up, Abby.
You smash it again. You smash it again.
I will smash that car today.
Okay, it's not his first time he said he will butter the car. He will butter it again, isn't it? Yeah.
But we will.
Oh, good.
I saw the video.
The man told me on the TikTok video, he said, we are black monkeys, and that I should go back home. But you know the painful thing? I don't know even how to get the attention of the government.
Hey.
Should I do it by protests or by petition? I don't know.
Because if somebody wants to go by protest, people will be saying that if you not protest, it's illegal to protest.
Protest is not even good. It might not be right. But when we write petition, where does it get to? So me, I'm going home. I'm going home.
I think that would be better. Me myself, yes. I even decided I'm going home.
I'm going home. So, I'm going to the airport now.
Let's go to the airport. I will follow you to the airport then, so that we are going
not locking very well. It's not locking. Let's readjust.
Pastor. I'm seeing plenty bags and.
Did you not see my TikTok video?
I saw it.
And they broke my home car glass. They broke my members' car glass. My church community members, you see them, they go to the park. Somebody wants to start them now. So what do? I'm leaving all this. I'm going.
And this is not the only see this situation. This is not the only time it's happening.
Yes.
It has been happening, and there is no audience from the constituted authority.
Should we protest? Should we write petition? What's the way forward? I am going.
Going is not the solution. Have you forgotten? What about the children? The children that you are protecting in school and all the families that you are helping. All the community development you are doing in this country. How is it to continue? If you go, do you know how many families will feel unsafe?
How I wish the citizens of this country understand how helpful we are to their community. Because despite all these our intervention in the community, they still see us as a problem for them. So it's better we go back to our country. All these impacts, we go and bring back home to help our
I came here for counseling today. If you are going, we're going to be praying for us by 6 a.m. in the morning every day. I don't think that's the solution. By the way, I remember our pastor not the speaker of House of Opinion. What if we take it and table a discussion? Let people talk. Let us know. Maybe if we put petition out, they will listen. Or if we come together and do a peaceful protest, we can also make a change. What if?
You have a point.
What if we take it to House of Opinion?
You want me to take it to House of Opinion?
Yes. Let us take it to House of Opinion. Let us go and discuss it. People like to talk and say their mind. Let us hear what people can say.
So okay, now I'm asking, is it protest that is good? Or petition? We don't even know the one that is.
We don't know yet. Some people might have experience that petition has worked for them. Some might have experience that they have tried protest, and they will tell us. We will know what has worked and what is working and what we can do from everybody saying what they've learned so far.
Okay. You say so.
You can take your. You can take your bag. For me. I am going.
You have forgotten.
I am going.
What if these are also the giants that God has sent you here to bow their heads? If you go.
This him and this thing can be the giant.
Exactly, my pastor.
You okay? You smash it up, Abby. You smash it again. Yeah.
We will.
Sit down. Yeah.
When shall I see my lovely country? I will never forget my home.
Ah, Baba. Hey, are you also traveling?
Hey, uncle, is it you two are going home?
I'm going home. I'm homebound.
Why would I go home? Did you see the last time they broke my glass?
Oh my goodness.
They broke the house glass. Our children in school is always trouble.
Actually, this situation is challenging.
Yes.
Because everywhere you turn to is always threat on immigrant. Either black,
It's either somebody wants to stab you knife. It's either your children are playing in the park and there is trouble. You pack your glass, they break it. So one of us. Last week, this one was broken. We fixed it. No noise. Again, this one and see what they broke. Everyone. See what they broke again.
This needs to stop.
This needs to stop. And if we don't do this now, they will not take us serious. Your children go to school, they say they don't understand.
Exactly.
For that reason, I think. And the man in this last you not see my TikTok video.
You okay? You smash it up, Abby.
You smash
okay.
it again. You smash it again.
I will smash that car today.
Okay, it's not his first time he's saying he will butter the car. He will butter it again, isn't it? Yeah.
We will.
Oh, good.
I saw the video.
The man told me on the TikTok video, he said we are black monkeys and that I should go back home. But you know the painful thing? I don't know even how to get the attention of the government.
Hey.
Should I do it by protests or by petition? I don't know.
Because if somebody wants to go by protest, people will be saying that if you not protest, it's illegal to protest.
Protest is not even good. It might not be right. But when we write petition, where does it get to? So me, I'm going home. I'm going home.
I think that would be better. Me myself, I even decided I'm going home.
I'm going home.
I'm
going to the airport.
Let's go to the airport. I will follow you to the airport then, so that I'm
Pastor. I'm seeing plenty bad and
Did you not see my TikTok video?
I saw it.
And they broke my own car glass. They broke my members' car glass. My church community members, you see them, they go to the park. Somebody wants to start them now. So what do? I'm leaving all this. I'm going to.
And this is not the only see this situation. It is not the only time it's happening.
Yes.
It has been happening, and there is no audience from the constituted authority.
Should we protest? Should we write petition? What's the way for it? I am going.
Going is not the solution. Have you forgotten? What about the children? The children that you are protecting in school and all the families that you are helping. All the community development you are doing in this country. Who is going to continue? If you go, do you know how many families will kill us? safe.
How I wish the citizens of this country understand how helpful we are to their community. Because despite all these our intervention in the community, they still see us as a problem for them. So it's better we go back to our country. All these impacts, we go and bring back home to help our
I came here for counseling today. If you are going, I'm going to be praying for us by 6 a.m. in the morning every day. I don't think that's the solution. By the way, I remember is our pastor not the speaker of House of Opinion. What if we take it and table a discussion? Let people talk. Let us know. Maybe if we put petition out, they will listen. Or if we come together and do a peaceful protest, we can also make a change. What if?
You have a point.
What if we take it to House of Opinion?
You want me to take it to House of Opinion?
Yes. Let us take it to House of Opinion. Let us go and discuss it. People like to talk and say their mind. Let us hear what people can say.
So okay, now I'm asking, is it protest that is good or petition? We don't even know the one that is
We
good.
don't know yet. Some people might have experience that petition has worked for them. Some might have experience that they have tried protest, and they will tell us. We will know what has worked and what is working and what we can do from everybody saying what they've learned so far.
Okay. You say so.
You can take your you can take your bag for me. I am going.
You are forgotten.
I am going.
What if these are also the giants that God has sent you here to bow their heads? If you go,
This racism and this thing can be the giant.
Exactly, my pastor.
You okay? You smash it up, Abby. You smash it up. Yeah.
We will.
Sit down. Yeah.
When shall I see my lovely country? I will never forget my home.
Baba. Hey, are you also traveling?
Uncle, is it? You two are going home. I'm going home.
Bless you, sir.
Yes, I can see you. Why would I go home? Did you see the last time? They broke my glass.
Oh my goodness.
They broke the house glass. Our children in school is always trouble.
Actually, this situation is challenging.
Yes.
Because everywhere you turn to is always threat on immigrant. Either black,
It's either somebody wants to stab you knife. It's either your children are playing in the park and there is trouble. You pack your glass, they break it. So one of us. Last week, this one was broken. We fixed it. No noise. Again, this one, and see what they broke. Everyone. See what they broke again.
This needs to stop.
This needs to stop. And if we don't do this now, they will not take us serious. Your children go to school, they say they don't understand.
Exactly.
Them. For that reason, I think. And the man, in this last you not see my TikTok video.
You okay? You smash it up, Abby. You smash it again.
You smash it again.
I will smash that car today.
Okay, it's not his first time he's saying he will butter the car. He will butter it again, isn't it? Yeah.
We will.
Oh, good.
I saw the video.
The man told me on the TikTok video, he said, we are black monkeys,
Oh my
and that
God.
I should go back home. But you know the painful thing? I don't know even how to get the attention of the government.
Hey.
Should I do it by protests or by petition? I don't know.
Because if somebody wants to go by protest, people will be saying that if you not protest, it's illegal to protest.
Protest is not even good. It might not be right. But when we write petition,
No
where
attention.
does it get to? So me, I'm going home. I'm going home.
I think that would be better. Me myself,
Yes.
I even decided I'm going home.
I'm going home. So,
I'm going
I'm going to the airport now.
Let's go to the airport. I will follow you to the airport then, so that
This
we are
thing is
going
not locking
together.
very well. It's not locking. Let's readjust.
Pastor. Pastor.
Eh?
I'm seeing plenty bags and
Did you not see my TikTok video?
I saw it.
And
Save, I
they
was concerned.
broke my own car glass. They broke my members' car glass. My church community members, you see them, they go to the park. Somebody wants to stab them now. So what do? I'm leaving all this. I'm going to.
And this is not the only see this situation. This is not the only time it's happening.
Yes.
It has been happening, and there is no audience from the constituted authority.
Should we protest? Should we write petition? What's the way forward? I am going.
Going is not the solution. Have you forgotten? What about the children? The children that you are protecting in school and all the families that you are helping. All the community development you are doing in this country. Who is going to continue? If you go, do you know how many families you feel unsafe?
How I wish the citizens of this country understand how helpful we are to their community. Because despite all these our intervention in the community, they still see us as a problem for them. So it's better we go back to our country. All these impacts, we go and do it back home to help our
I came here for counseling today. If you are going,
You came for-
we're going to be praying for us by
You came
6
for
a.m. in
counseling.
the morning every day. I don't think that's the solution. By the way, I remember is our pastor not the speaker of House of Opinion. What if we take it and table a discussion? Let people talk. Let us know. Maybe if we put petition out, they will listen. Or if we come together and do a peaceful protest, we can also make a change. What if?
You have a point.
What if we take it to
You
House of
want me to
Opinion?
take it to House of Opinion?
Yes, let us
Again.
take it to House of Opinion.
I'm
Let us go and discuss it. People like to talk and say their mind. Let us hear what people can say.
So okay, now I'm asking, is it protest that is good or petition? We don't even know the one that is
We
good.
don't know yet. Some people might have experience that petition has worked for them. Some might have experience that they have tried protest, and they will tell us. We will know what has worked and what is working and what we can do from everybody saying what they've learned so far.
Okay. You say so.
You can take your
I'm
You
also
cannot
also
go.
you can take your bag
Pastor,
for me.
going out.
I am going.
You have forgotten.
I am going.
What if these are also the giants that God has sent to here to bow their heads? If you go,
This him and this thing can be the giant.
exactly, my pastor.
The chief catalyst of transformation space, United Kingdom. We are here this afternoon to have people's opinion on this program called House of Opinion. It's being viewed live on YouTube, but our dignitaries are here on Zoom with us. And before we, the leaders here, speak, we want to hear sort of heated debate around how people see this racism, racist attack and xenophobia attacks on immigrants, and how best do we think we can get the attention of government, because a lot of people feel that we don't get the attention of government easily at this. So let's introduce some of the leaders that are here today before this argument begins. So they are young people, but they just want to tell us around the world what has happened in terms of trying to get the attention of government through protest or towards debate. But before the argument starts, can you, the leaders here, just introduce yourself? And let me start from Neil. You have the floor. Can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name's Neil Denton. I'm an independent community mediator. So I've worked in many places where good relationships have broken down and violence has broken out. I've also worked with communities affected by disaster, so places where there has been flooding or fires or acts of terrorism. And I'm also the co-lead of the Relationships Project, where we try and put good relationships back at the heart of our thinking and our doing.
Thank you very much, Neil. And I have Pastor Emmanuel. Just introduce yourself and tell us more about yourself.
Thank you. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, viewers. I want to thank everyone for coming. And myself, I'm Pastor Emmanuel Odiete, privileged resident pastor, Winner Chapel International, Middlesbrough. We have people who will lead, and by the virtue of the grace of God in our life, we have people who also listen to us. And by this, we are here to champion the interests of oneness and togetherness in the community where we live. And we believe God has sent us here for a purpose, to champion the interests of humanity and also to bring the knowledge of Christ to the land. So once again, you are welcome. And I especially want to say I'm privileged to be here, and it's an honor. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Pastor Emmanuel. I have Terry. Terry, please introduce yourself as well, and we'll go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, Terry Doyle. I've worked on Seaside for a lot of years as a community organizer. I also work in the field of mental health. Give mental health support to a lot of people who are on the margins of society. I've run projects with the homeless, for instance, work with asylum seekers and refugees, helping them to resettle into some areas where there's been some resistance, shall we say, from local people, and help to break down some of those barriers and bust some myths along the way. I've worked with Binny quite a lot over the years. I see Binny's here this afternoon. So very, very pleased to be here, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terido. And I have Father John here with us this afternoon. Father, please, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Father John Idio, and I happen to be the parish priest of St. Alphonsus Catholic Church at North Ormsby. I have come into this discussion because I also have my parishioners around that area, and whatever goes on there affects my parishioners either positively or negatively. So we are also concerned as a church about what is going on, and we want things to go rightly. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. And I have my leader and my mentor, somebody who has been of huge support and encouragement to me since I came into Middlesbrough here. Penny, please, you want to introduce yourself? Benny, over to you. You are muted. You are muted. Oh, Benny cannot hear now. Okay, Benny, maybe you sign up. Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, please.
Yes, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, hello, everybody. I think it's a wonderful space to be, because the spirit is about getting a positive outcome. So, you know, it's such a wonderful space, because I am hoping that everyone is feeling the same like me, because we wanted to get a positive result in a very solid, solidarity way. So non-confrontational, being able to listen to each other is a wonderful space to be here. So yeah, my name is Bini Araya, and I'm based in Central Middlesbrough. And I love living in Middlesbrough, but when there are problems, then I also wanted to do my small contribution to try and avoid them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bini. And I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your guidance, and I want to thank you for your tutelage and support that has taken us this far. Now, okay, I can see S.A. Honoro here too. S.A. Honoro, you want to introduce yourself, and we proceed briefly.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. My name is S.A. Honoro. I'm a lawyer by training, and I've been involved in advocacy for community clashes from back home where you have different, tribal members in the same community, and I've championed advocacy courses for those who seem less heard and try to put out their voices out there. I live in Middlesbrough right now. I know Pastor Femi, and I'm familiar with everything that's going on, and I'm interested in having the voice or the ears of the leaders and the authorities to help mitigate issues like this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Like I said, it's a program called House of Opinion, and people are to give their opinion. And we've created it like a debate to hear people's opinion of how petition or protest has worked around the world. Before we go ahead, as I speak, I am duly informed that over 810 people are on the YouTube following us. 810, you know what that means. So the YouTube link is another link, but you are directly on Zoom, which is being transmitted by Bini knows them, Isaiah and Fari, into the YouTube. So as we are here now, well, it's a comment and everything is going on the YouTube. We could share the YouTube link with you to see. So we're going to go in with some argument, follow it for a while, and when we are done, we'll look at the chat, what people are saying. Then people can also call in to give their opinion. Fari, please write for me the number to call in so I can call that. You will hear people call in within Middlesbrough, outside Middlesbrough. People will call in to air their opinion on how they feel. Maybe it is protest or petition writing that works for them in terms of settling problem. But we will definitely make a case study of Middlesbrough. And at the end of this, we would be announcing when we're having the community meeting. Like I said, Marian Walker got in touch with us and has advised that we call for a town hall meeting to get things going, where we could discuss our concerns and people who have been displaced, people who have been attacked, and the police closed their case suddenly. All these people will bring their complaint, but some of them will be talking here, especially the family that brought it. I want to go straight into the debate. It might look very comical because I put this program together so that my people under tension can laugh. While they laugh at the same time, they are speaking sense. So we do this every Saturday just to bring ourselves down and speak about issues. So then we discuss some cogent issues here. So we go into the debate right away. So can I have the honorables in the house? So to my right, as I have pinned the honorables with me, I have here Honorable James, and to my left I have Honorable Shola, Honorable Tife. Honorable James, you've been out of the house for a while, so I've received a letter to impeach you as Deputy Speaker, and for that reason you are hereby impeached by the letter, and you can move to become a floor honorable on the floor of this house, while Honorable Excel has been elected as a Deputy Speaker. So can you make an exchange quickly? Thank you very much.
Thank you, my powerful speaker. I will challenge my removal after this program.
Okay, we'll meet in court. We'll meet in court. Deputy Speaker, on that. Okay. The case on the floor of the House today, it's about racism and xenophobia attacks on immigrants around the world. And is that Honorable Dominic just coming okay, about racial attack on our immigrants around the world? And I heard that some people say they want to protest. Some say that they want to write petition. So I am informed that Honorable Shola and Honorable Tife, you feel it should be by petition. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. And Honorable James and Honorable Aaron, you feel it should be by protest, right?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct.
Okay. So as a powerful speaker, my job here is to hear your opinion. And today we have Terry Doyle here. We have Essie Honoro here. We have Father John. We have Pastor Emmanuel. We have Neil. We have Bini here. So we want you to give us facts and figures to tell us where protest has worked before and where Petition have worked before. Fari, give me the number that people can call in. And listeners at home, you can also call into this program. You can also call into this program. Okay, I have Jumoke. The family that was affected recently said they would like to speak on Zoom. So the number to call in today is +44. You can call on that number, +44 7312 122 974. +44 7312 122 974. I'll give that again. Jumoke, I'll bring you in. Let's open the floor. Honorable James, you have the floor to open your first speech in 1 minute. Why do you think protest is the best way to go? Mind you, the whole world is listening to you. Over to you in 1 minute. And you know what just happened in Middlesbrough. Over to you, James.
Thank you very much, my powerful speaker. May your days be long on this program. Okay. My name is Ademle Gumblessing James. I am a Nigerian and I'm a global citizen. I have been seeing what is happening across the world, not only in the United Kingdom in recent times, but also in South Africa and some other areas. However, I am here to speak today that protest is the best way to achieve change, to drive transformation and positive impact, and to call attention by government. Recently in United Kingdom, as recent as August 24, we had protests in Birmingham. We had protests in United Kingdom where people protested against xenophobic attacks, and these protests led to strategic intervention by government that led to quelling the issue that was happening in Birmingham. So I believe protest drives most action. It calls attention more than petition, because when you are writing in petition, it's a simple letter that people don't see, people don't know the impact. It does not have physical and emotional impact like protests where people are gathered, people who have had similar experiences, people share the same views and perspective, people who have been direct recipient of these failures of societal issues that is affecting the people. So on this note, I want to stand and I want to project that protest is the best way to achieve change, especially in the context of xenophobic attacks. Thank you very much, my boss.
That is Honorable James saying Birmingham just got some solutions through protests, and is citing that. Do you think that is right? Honorable Shola, Honorable Tife, who is having your first floor. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, my powerful speaker. I am Honorable Shola Olubayi Kings. I'm a Nigerian, a pastor, and an author. Xenophobic attacks and racism are global issues against marginalized communities. And these are evils of the society.
Okay.
But which is the best approach to get government swift response and approach and attention? I'm here to move the motion that petition is a better strategy to getting government attention than protest. Petitions are not just pieces of paper. They are the bridge between pain and policy. We know the pain of xenophobia and racism. Petitions turn signatures to pressures. Pressures turn policies. It turns into policies that will bring about change against this issue, because the root cause of this issue is about divisiveness, about a race feeling superior to another race, about people being intimidated about strangers doing better than them, whereas this should not be so. We saw in year 2020 in the United States of America, in the George Floyd case, over 90 million signatures are garnered through petitions that drew global attention and is addressing this change. So we must not act just from emotions. We must subject our emotion to intelligent reasoning and subject our intelligent reasoning to the truth of the Word of God and then bet actions there. So petition is a better strategy than just protests on the street.
Thank you so much. That was the first 1 minute statement from people who believe protest should be, 1 minute statement from who believe that petition should be. Let's go to their supporting speakers. Aaron, you are on the floor of the house today. You're in 30 seconds before we start exchanging banters. Aaron, what's you saying about protest in 30 seconds?
I feel, thank you so much, my powerful speaker. My name is Aaron Hope. I would like to support my honorable speaker here with just these few words of mine. I would like to say that when we write petition, the government of that particular location will not take it serious. Petition can be swept under the carpet for 2 years, 4 years, and even a decade. But when there is heavy protest on the street, they know that we mean business. They know that we are serious with what we are talking about. So a petition will not serve us well when it comes to bringing a change in the society. It is protest. We all need to come out and fight for our right. So that is what I will say for now. My powerful speaker, sir.
We need to come to the streets and fight for our right, regardless of what will happen. If people lose their life, if people lose properties and this, though you're going to have. I'm not on any side. I'm just facilitating. Honorable Tife, you have the floor. What are you saying here in terms of petition writing before we start the banters?
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker. First of all, I would like us to know that this debate is not about proving that racism exists, because we all know that racism exists. But it is about deciding the most effective way to fight racism. And while our emotion may push us to the streets, why don't our wisdom push us to table with our voices, our signatures, and our strategies? Because, it brings me to a quote from Dr. Martin Luther, which says that when lives are on the line, we don't just make noise, we make change. And change, true change, is written into law, not shouted into air. So,
Honorable Tife, I wanted to come back. I wanted to come back with that quote again. Give us that quote again. That's
okay, heavy. By a quote from Dr. Martin Luther, where he said that when lives are on the line, we don't just make noise. We make change. And change, true change, are written into law. I mean, true change are written into law, not shouted into air. It is not just by you shouting. It is not just by you shouting around the streets, by you protesting around the streets. It is written into law, and this is why I stand on my motion that petition is the right way to fight xenophobia, attacks, and racism. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tife. And it's getting interesting here. This is what we do. We've looked at topics around Nigeria before. Should NYSC be scrapped? Which is the better, university or polytechnic? But today, we are on what is the best way to get the attention of the government to react very fast. In the face of what just happened in Middlesbrough, that we saw somebody's car being bashed the first time, the second time, and government agencies, they called the police said they were not coming. The police said they were not coming. The police said they were not coming until a pastor had to go to that scene and gathered about 40 members to gather around there. That is when police, and we even called police. Police said they were not coming, they were not coming, they were not coming. Petition writing, where has it gotten us today? The lines to call are open. If you have any situation that has happened to you in Middlesbrough or anywhere, you are free to call the phone lines. We have 2 lines. I think it's appearing on the YouTube. If you have the call, you can call in. So today, the leaders here are here to listen to how people are actually feeling. What people are going through. Is it true that this thing is happening to people? Is it true that it is happening to people? Is it true that these people can call in and give their opinions on this? So for this line, the phone lines are open. People can start calling in, and when we have a call, let me know, and let the people who have gone through this start speaking. As I speak now, how many people do we have on the YouTube? Can I get that number correctly? How many people? Huh? We have 1,100 people watching on YouTube. This means it's very serious. Our leaders, you can confirm that. 1,100 people watching this on YouTube, and they are all commenting on this. But the calls can begin to come in. So, Honorable Excel, if you have a call there, let me know. We have two numbers. A number is in Nigeria, and another number is here that you can call. Give us the Nigerian line and the UK line to call. Yes, if you have a call, let me know, Honorable Excel. Minister Azai, if you have a call. You have a call?
No, not yet, sir.
Okay, now the floor is open. Let's go. Honorable James, what's your next point? Protest. I'm listening to you.
Thank you very much, my powerful speaker. Research have shown that the size of a protest is directly proportional to the likelihood of a legislative action. In other words, when politicians see that there is a particular demand from a set of people that are verifiable, that are visible, that is evidential, they are likely to take their demand seriously because they know that this is directly affecting a lot of people, and it's likely to lead to a policy change, a transformative action that will actually solve that problem than just a pen or a petition. Then when it comes to issues of
objection, Mr. Speaker,
when it comes to issues of veracity and integrity, when you see people who are gathered together, there are media houses, there are pressmen who can interview them and interact with them to know their pain point, thereby taking it to the people who are affected. So when it comes to protests are more impactful, protests are more influential, protests are more effective in driving change.
Objection
Thank you, my
sustained.
Speaker.
Objection
Thank you.
sustained.
Thank you,
just
my
wait,
Speaker.
Honorable Shola, if you speak.
Yes.
But he said, if we go to the street, the pressmen will come in time.
Yeah.
They will interview the people, and the government will see us in time. You want to counter that? Let's wait. We have somebody on Zoom that wants to speak to us. Jumoke is on call. Let's hear Jumoke's opinion on as she received this attack. Did she go through this attack, and how is she feeling presently? Ola Jumoke, over to you. You have the floor there.
Oh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sadiat Olajumoke Olaiwola. My family is the one that was attacked last week. And I want to use this medium to appreciate everyone, every Nigerian, every Indian, everyone, the Middlesbrough Council, the pastorate, the Kingstrom family, everyone that has supported us and are still supporting us. It's been, I don't know how to describe it, maybe because we are the one in this situation, but it's been a traumatic week. Like, I've never faced racism like that before. Like, this is my first time. And in the presence of my kids, everyone was just traumatized. And I don't know the motion to support, whether protest or petition, but I can say when people came in.
Did you get attention of the agencies early enough? Were they able to come out for it? This is what I want to know.
No, no, because we called the police several times and they were like, "Oh no, it's just a trivial issue. Like, just try and sort it with your neighbors." And we kept insisting, these people are at our door, they are trying to access the apartments, until we called our pastor. And our pastor had to come down and call all Nigerians. That was when the police took us serious. These people ran after my husband, 5 people.
Wow.
Ran after my husband the night this incident happened. And
5 people running after your husband.
Yes, and I was calling the police. Someone is after my husband, someone is after my life and all that, until our pastor stepped in that this family are under attack. That was when the police responded.
Thank you very much. Then you spoke about a family around your community. What happened to them and what did the police say around that?
Yeah, I also have a family friend that something like this has happened to earlier, though not a direct attack, but she went to work And before she came back from work, some unknown guys just scattered away everything in her apartment. Everything.
Everything.
They even disconnected the fridge freezer, but I think they could not carry it. They scattered away all our gold, our children's wear, everything on Taunton Street in this Middlesbrough.
And what happened? What happened? What did the police do? When did she get the police, and what did the police do?
We called the police. We rang the police immediately because we don't even know, maybe the person was still inside. And they were asking us to go and check if the person was still. I had to take the phone from her that we are not police. We are not trained to do this. What if we entered the apartment and we were attacked? So that was when the police now came down. They saw the urgency in my voice and the way my voice was shaking. They came down. I think after 2 days, they said they couldn't trace anybody because they took some footprints of the person that entered the apartment. They said that they compared it with some guys in their, I don't know, prison or something that it doesn't match. And they closed the case till today.
Wow, the case is closed.
The case was closed. The case was closed.
Beanie, Terry, Father John, Neil, we cannot count how many uninvestigated cases that has been closed, including the speaker here speaking. My car was stolen, and the car was the case was closed on that same day that the car was stolen. The same day that the car was stolen, the case. We have Jumoke, we have a caller. Let's pick that call.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
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 Hello. Good afternoon. Who do we have on the line?
My name is Kevin. I'm calling from Middlesbrough.
Okay.
And I
Kevin, how are you?
That I'm fine, and I must say that this is really unfair and quite embarrassing. The way the issues get treated, it doesn't get any attention from the police. You know, I've heard too many stories, and I'll just share but a few.
Tell us.
One of the African shops here was being looted, and he said for each time it was being looted, he reported to the police, and the police would not come. They'll say there's nothing they have to do to it. So even when he submitted evidence, because he had cameras, he gave to them, and they said, oh, that there was nothing they'll do to it. He was forced to say, okay, I'm going to, because this time around he caught the culprit and then said, the guy is with me now and I need you to come. And, you know, they didn't show up. So he sent all the evidences to them and said, now I'm going to kill the guy. Just watch the news. So when they heard that, the police came in a hurry. Someone also told me about how people will come and smash their windows, put broken bottles on their door. I was told about that this week. This morning, I woke up to eggs being smashed on my car. You know, and these boys, these guys, whoever is doing it, they don't get sanctioned. They don't get, when you talk to the police, it's like the police, you know, are expecting these things. They treat it as a normal situation, and it's not a normal situation, especially in the place where the safety is primarily being accounted for by the police. You know, we can't create security by ourselves. The police do this security for us. So when we call them, it shouldn't be treated as another kind of case or a normal thing, because these people, this set of people who do this thing, take advantage of the fact that the police won't come, and they keep doing it. So I think this is high time we need to get to the police with whichever way we can get to. For example, the lady who spoke, until we went out to the streets, that was when the police came. And they've been reports before now, and the police didn't show up. So,
thank you very much,
these
Kenny,
are real issues, and it borders on the security of the citizens, and I think it should be looked at seriously.
Thank you very much, Kemi. We have other callers on the line. Thank you for that point. Now, one of the cases, honorables in the house, if anybody is talking to your side, you are free to react, and let's keep the program alive with those who wanted to stay there if it's looking like your own. Now, we've heard that they told some people, when cases happen, they tell us, do you have camera? And they tell them that we don't have camera. Like that. So if you had camera, would have gotten you. Now, this person they spoke last had camera, submitted evidence. Still, we did not get police attention. Honorable Shola, what are you saying? But before you speak, the number to call from Nigeria is 234-7082-413705. I take that. Please put the numbers on the line. 234-7082-413705. If you're calling from the UK, do we have another caller from the UK? We have +44-73121-222-974. Honorable Shola, we gave them evidences and they were not answering us. You say we should use petition. What are you saying?
Yes, sir. Thank you, my honorable, my powerful speaker. Justice is not built in a single day. It is built over records, over evidence, and over documented support. And that's where petition comes in. My fellow speaker here was talking about protest. Protest will grab attention. So why protest may grab attention from the media people, from journalists, it is petition that grab policymakers.
Objection, Mr. Speaker.
Objection sustained.
About policy change.
Objection sustained. But protest will grab the people, the media, but petition will grab the government, if you say that.
Yes,
you have the floor for protest.
Thank you very much, my powerful speaker. I want to quickly dilute the ignorance of my other speaker. You see, when we talk about protest, we are talking about a large gathering of people who are affected by the particular situation. And when they gather together, they are not gathering to eat jollof rice. They are not gathering to come and play. They are gathering to come and make their pain point obvious, create awareness that can drive transformational change. Mr. Speaker, I want to cite two examples. In the United States of America, we had the Black Lives Matter protest that led to a great awareness in the United States that made hatred, racism unpopular, thereby changing the perception of people towards black people and incorporating black people into society and systems. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, my fellow speaker, Honorable Tife, mentioned Martin Luther King. I make bold to say that Martin Luther King is the father of protest. He successfully led a protest in the United States of America in 1955 to 1956. And it was on record that it was successful because it brought about a desired change. When we talk about protest, we are talking about
Objection sustained. Honorable James, you've moved Martin Luther King from petition now to protest. Hey, the last time we saw protest in Middlesbrough, it was not funny. Honorable Deputy Speaker, do we have a call?
No, sir. I want to make a statement on their arguments so far. And the first team has been arguing on protest and the second team on petition. So I have two statements for the two teams. Now, protests can be hijacked and petitions can be ignored.
Wow,
what
powerful.
What are you saying about this?
Powerful. Honorable Tife, you have the floor.
Okay. According to what my respected co-debater said before, he said that petition is when people gather and did not gather to eat jollof rice. Okay. Imagine your community.
Objection, Mr. Speaker.
Please let me talk.
Objection overruled.
Imagine your community attacked, your voice ignored, and your pain politicized. Do you riot or do you rise with reason? Will you riot or you will rise with reason? Will you just walk along the street and be shouting to the air, or you will rise with reason?
Information overruled.
Petition offer a path not only to be heard but to be respected, to be documented, and to be protected.
So, Honorable Tife, information sustained. So, Honorable Tife, when racists at your door, you should start typing email. That's what you have said. When racists at your door,
you should start posting letter if they let you come out. I've heard you. My job, I'm just the speaker. I'm just doing my part, looking it from the right. Abi, Neil, am I doing a good job here? Neil, over to you. To the right, am I being biased, Neil?
What a question to ask a mediator. I think it's a really interesting debate.
Thank you.
I also think it's heartbreaking.
Thank you, Neil. Yes, thank you, Neil. We'll just bring our people in. But we're rounding up the debate then. The leaders will give their opinion, and we round this up for today. Honorable James, you're giving out information.
Thank you very much, my powerful speaker. The deputy speaker asked a very, very logical and reasonable question. He said, when you talk about protests, how do we do the protest so that it is not hijacked? Well, in the United Kingdom, there are laid down procedures backed by the law that people can follow when they want to protest. One of such rules is to inform the police like 6 to 7 days before the day of the protest.
Objection, Mr.
One of such rules.
Objection overruled.
One of the guidelines to ensure that there are emergency provisions like healthcare, like emergency provision like healthcare, like ambulance, so that if there is anyone who has health issue, they can be attended to. So, in addition to what I've said, when we talk about integrity of people who are protesting, you are able to see them, you are able to interact with them, you are able to ask them why they are protesting.
Objection,
unlike
Mr.
people who are sitting in their bedrooms just signing a petition who don't even know
Objection sustained. People sitting in their bedroom signing petition who don't know where it goes to.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Shola, you have the floor. You said
yes,
we
sir.
should do petition.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my powerful speaker. The risk involved in protests is very huge. And there are people who are having the fear of physical danger in joining protests. We have had cases of protests in different parts of the world where lives are lost. At what costs to bring about a change?
Objection.
That's why in social media is here. People can write their petition and garnered support globally, even beyond the country where that issue is actually happening. This is a case that happened in Middlesbrough. It is already circulating globally because people are already petitioning against this. According to
objection sustained. Objection sustained, but objection is coming from me. Honorable Shola, don't mislead the people.
Yeah.
We got attention in Middlesbrough when we went out. Honorable Shola, Honorable Shola, listen to me.
Yes,
you I will stand up. Why will you mislead us in this house?
I'm sorry, sir.
If you are giving any fact in this house, you must be very evidential. And
my speaker, this is not the first time this issue is happening in UK. It has been happening before. Every year, over 1 million people respond. And
point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What change has it caused? Honorable Shola, sit down. Honorable James, you have the floor as we begin to wind down on this one, and we listen to our leaders.
Yeah. It is quite unfortunate because my co-speaker was not very prepared. He was just speaking from without fact and figure. But
Honorable James, please, we have a caller from the UK. Let's take this call. Yeah, let's take this caller. Hello, who do we have on the call?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Gabriel, and I'm calling from Middlesbrough.
Oh, Gabriel, thank you for calling. What is your opinion on
one or
this
two
floor?
things to add to this discussion going on.
Okay.
Actually, I'm still relatively new in this city, but my feel stay here. On what I've been hearing from people saying, if I've had this before coming to Middlesbrough, I won't even consider this city at all coming to the UK.
Wow! With what you have experienced so far, you don't. If you have known this, you don't even want to come to Middlesbrough. You wouldn't have come to Middlesbrough at all. What a shame! What a shame! What a shame! But I want to tell you, Middlesbrough can be better. Gabriel, you have the floor.
So in my few months here, I'm not up to 6 months in Middlesbrough. I've had series and I've seen. I think sometimes last month I was hearing somebody talking about a black man that was beaten around James Cook Hospital. And what was this man offense? He was beaten just because he illegally parked his car in a place, and he was beaten by some set of white folks because they said that place, that parking lot belongs to white people. So I was now wondering that when has it come to a point in Middlesbrough that taxpayers' money collected from black, collected from yellow, collected from green, was used to build a car park, and that car park is designated as white people's car park only. So I was surprised. And even seeing what happened in these few weeks in TS3 about the family car being broken, being threatening, is really scary. It's really scary. And if you look at various news coming from England, the UK, that's already been stated that Middlesbrough is one of the most scariest cities in the UK. Highest crime rates, racism rate. Just go, the news is there online. So I want to believe this discussion will put the right authorities, will put them on their toes to actually be sensitive to immigrants. Because the truth is that if the local says that they don't need immigrants, then they will need to show us any society in the world, anywhere in the world that function properly without the input from outside that. Because if immigrants should leave Middlesbrough today, as I'm saying, if immigrants should leave Middlesbrough today, I don't think the locals are strong or skilled enough to continue running the economy of this city. So thank you very much, powerful speaker.
Wow. If immigrants should leave today, the locals are not able to run. I want to ask Terry Doyle and Neil. I think I have the pastor of City of God on Zoom now. Let me just let him introduce himself here, because I have decided to use the power of religion to bring people together, because I know most of the people affected are in one church or in one mosque or the other. So this is just the first round. We are having a community meeting later this week where we are meeting the mayor, Marion Walker, and he said the police chiefs. And I want Terry Doll, Bini, everybody to tell them that it's a serious matter, where we have about 1,100 people speaking on YouTube now, listening to this. It means it's a serious matter. The calls are jamming. That's why we are not getting the calls as expected. And not that alone, people are scared. I also know that. People are scared. People are scared. I know that as well. People are scared. It takes the brave one to do what we are doing today. But I want to ask Mr. Terry Doll, is there a car park assigned only to the white? But before you, let me recognize my colleague here. Pastor Casey, please introduce yourself to us.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. You already introduced me.
Yeah,
but
I saw the name there.
It's Kelechi Anigo, and I'm a pastor of City of God Christian Center here at Middlesbrough. I heard about this afternoon, so sorry I came late, but I'm trying to catch up with what's going on. Thank you very much, sir. We'll take a comment from you if people in church has experienced anything like this and what you've done towards the end of the program. Terry Doll, I'm back to you. Is there a car park that belongs to the whites anywhere?
Not to my knowledge, no. I've never come across that. I've never heard anything like that. That would not be allowed in Middlesbrough or anywhere in the UK. It would not be allowed. It's interesting. I've listened to this debate with great interest, and I love the passion. I really love the passion. And I can see the sense on both sides of the argument. I can understand my own experience over the years from being a young man, if you like, when I was involved with street protests. Back in the 1970s, in the late 1970s, I was involved in something called Rock Against Racism, and was often on marches in London and Manchester and other places against what was then considered, the rise of the far right through the National Front, the British movement, and institutionalized racism within the police force, as was recognized, particularly within the Metropolitan Police in London. In my experience over the years, it's only ever peaceful protest that brings about change. The danger with street protest is that violence can beget violence, if you like. And sometimes it can be perceived that, you know, whoever, you know, one side is shouting and swearing and you know, venting anger. And if the other side is doing the same thing, when the cameras are rolling, it's very easy to present things in accordance with the perception of the people who are doing the filming. So you've got to be very, very careful when you take to the streets, in my experience. That said, peaceful protests sometimes will involve taking to the street. And, you know, we've already heard the example of Martin Luther King. He was an incredible individual. Ahimsa, you know, he was influenced by Gandhi. Gandhi was influenced by Tolstoy. Tolstoy was influenced by the Beatitudes. And going back all the way to the, you know, the message of Jesus in the Gospels, you know, so there's a direct lineage there, if you like, but it's all peaceful protest. Other individuals in the Black Civil Rights Movement in the 60s and 70s, was an incredible woman called Fannie Lou Hamer, who experienced all kinds of oppression, unbelievable. She was even under anesthetic. She was being operated on for a particular condition in hospital, and the surgeon removed her womb while she was under operation, under the anesthetic, because at the time in some of the states in the South of America, it was legal, you know, to give black women hysterectomies. Unbelievable. And this is in the 1960s and 70s. Her way was to stand up to oppression by singing. Something she developed called black joy. She said, no matter what they throw at us, I'm going to sing. And you'll hear her. She was even imprisoned. And
what was she, Terry, was she singing inside or singing outside?
Both. Both. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
Let it shine. Thank you.
Like that, you know,
thank you
Fannie
so
Lou
much.
Hamer. There was
Terry,
another great... Can
Terry,
I just tell everybody, on Tuesday evening, this week on the TV, there was a great program, White Man Walking. It's worth watching, everybody, because this was a guy who stood up for Black Lives Matter in America, and he's walked across the southern states to Washington wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. Watch it, because everything that's happening in Middlesbrough now is reflected in that guy's courage. We need to stand together in solidarity, just like we did the cleanup operation last August, the day after the riot, the cleanup operation. I've never felt such love in Middlesbrough in all my life, and solidarity. That's the hope for us all, I would say. There are more people willing to stand together and find common ground than there are willing to throw bricks. That's my opinion anyway.
Thank you very much, Terry. We really appreciate the question we asked, and you've gone ahead to tell us some more things. Really appreciated. We'll still call you back to because what I need here is a word of reassurance. You are a leader in your own sphere. A word of reassurance to my people, and all pastors, all leaders here will say that. Marion Walker was supposed to be here, but suddenly she said that we shouldn't, that she would prefer to come to the community meeting where we're able to talk face to face. But I know that as we are here, the police is watching, the council, I know I've received a lot of calls on this, the police is watching, everybody's watching, and we are doing our bit here to reassure our people. And I would have been happy to see either the police, either the council leaders speak to the multitude, because we cannot bring 1,000 people into the hall on maybe Thursday and Wednesday. We cannot do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to cause any chaos. So that was why we created this place, for them to be able to speak to the people who would watch this. Not any promise, just a word of reassurance. But let's wind down, honorables, on this. Then we go to the leaders to talk. You've given us wonderful debate. Honorable Aaron, in just 1 minute, give us your final points on protests.
Thank you, my powerful speaker. I would just like to round up with this. I would like to also throw a question to my fellow honorable that are supporting petition. I would like to say that they should tell me in history what has petition done so far when it comes to bringing change in society. They should prove to me with points what has petition brought. We saw what protest has done in history, what they've been able to the protests have been able to bring a change in the society because people came out to vent their cry,
their frustrations,
their frustration and everything against a particular issue. All over the world, protest has been the one working, and it will still be the one working.
But did NSAS work in Nigeria?
NSAS, we all know the situation of Nigeria.
So in a nutshell, NSAS ended and nothing happened.
No, NSAS worked. At least the SARS was.
Honorable Aaron, are you arguing with a powerful speaker?
No, sir. No, sir.
Put yourself into serious order. Don't argue with the powerful speaker. NSAS ended and nothing happened. That's your final. I'm coming back to James. Honorable Tife, can you give us your final closing before we listen to our leaders here to reassure the people?
First of all, my honorable speaker, can I say something about what my
you are free. You are free.
Okay, he said that petition takes time. Okay, yes, petition may take time, but justice that is built to last for a longer time is never rushed.
Ew.
Petition creates structures.
Justice that is built to
for a long term
is never rushed.
No, it's never rushed.
Even if we live in Russia.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, let me give my final statement. And let me say a quote from Nelson Mandela where he said that a law passed in 1 year can protect generations forever, but lives lost in 1 day can scar a generation forever. Okay.
Come again.
A law passed in 1 year can protect generation forever, but lives lost in 1 day can scar a generation forever. You say protest is the way, but how many protests have been peaceful so far? How many protests? Okay, let me give a statistical record of a protest that happened in US about the Black Lives Matter. Although they said that 7 to 10% of the protest was not peaceful, but even that 7 to 10%, the one that turned violent, it cost over $1 billion in damage and cost of innocent lives. Those people that are dead, okay, you are protesting for good, and when that good happen, does it want to happen to ashes? You've burnt houses, you've fought people, you've killed innocent lives. How many people wants to benefit from that good thing that you're asking for? So, my honorable speaker, I convince
and the leaders that are there, talk to the leaders.
My leaders, I convince and not confuse you that petition is just the right way.
And after protest, it is petition.
And after protest, it is petition.
Yeah, Pastor Shola, you have your floor. But also remember that racism and racist attack can also kill people.
Yes, I want to say that.
Have that in mind. Honorable James, give us your closing. Okay, Deputy Speaker.
Before the honorables make their points, I want to take us back to Pan-Africanism. Now, Pan-Africanism was the origin of Africans' independence, right? And the Pan-Africanist movement started with things like petitions, and they also started with things like protests. So definitely protests work and petitions also work.
Deputy Speaker, come here. You don't have respect again. So I am still on the floor of the House and you are concluding the matter.
No, sir.
Deputy Speaker, stand up. You are hereby suspended. Stand up. So leave the floor. Leave the floor. You are suspended.
Sorry to interrupt. When you push me and you place incompetent people in my position, this is what you get. You see?
Deputy Speaker, you are hereby suspended out of the floor. Oh, you are suspended. Get on. Ah, you don't even have respect for me again. Who said you finished university? You just finished university last year. What yourself? Honorable James, can we have your closing remark, please?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my powerful speaker, listeners at home, and everybody who is watching this.
Please recognize my leaders. Recognize. I will drive you out of this house. You see my leaders.
Sorry.
My leaders in the UK here. What do you mean?
Leaders in the United Kingdom, powerful men of timber and caliber, I respect and salute you. Thank you very much. I just want to quickly say this. In August 2024 precisely, we had protests in Birmingham, in London and Liverpool, United Kingdom, against this same issue we are talking about today. And it led to a positive transformation because attention was drawn to the issue, and there was a marked reduction in the level of xenophobia attacks in United Kingdom. So we have had series of examples, and the use of protest, like I said earlier, was popularized by Martin Luther King. And this protest we are talking about, it is not a gathering of criminals or rogues or unruly elements. It is a gathering of victims of a particular issue or situation that has brought so many people together and that is affecting the society. So when we are talking about responsibility, we are talking about the gathering of people who are respected and responsible and who want to create awareness, amplify their voices, and draw policy reformation, draw transformation about the issue that has affected them. That is what protest is all about. It is a non-violent, peaceful protest. And there are guidelines.
No more objection.
And
Honorable James, that's enough. How are you sure? Now I will begin to go to the leaders. Bini will speak first, and I will take it around. All the leaders will speak.
Powerful speaker, please let me quickly round up.
Honorable James, you know I've been suspecting you that you are doing everything possible to take my seat. When I tell you, I did not just get here by anything. People voted for me. So if I say it's okay, it's okay. Unless I will protest on you.
Mr. Azuka, though I may be ambitious, but I'm still loyal.
Trust you. Honorable James, thank you. For the sake of time, I respect the time of all the leaders there. These are men that have sacrificed their time to speak to the people. So your point is well noted, and I know that people are being blessed at home. Pastor Shola, but Honorable James, sir, how are you sure that all the protesters will be civil people and people who don't like trouble? You might not be very sure. Honorable
Thank
Shola,
you very much.
Let me quickly answer that question. No. I did not ask you a question. I only made a statement.
Let me answer. Powerful speaker.
Honorable James, okay. If you want to answer me, come and meet me in the UK. Get your visa.
I will process my travel.
Thank you. Honorable Shola, you have the floor. 1 minute for your final statement.
Thank you, my powerful speaker, and the leaders across the world that are joining in this conversation. We are here today not arguing for loud moments on the streets, but for lasting change in the halls of power. Petition is a better strategy that speaks to power rather than speaking over power, because there are many people that are disabled. There are many people that are having the fear of physical danger or attack. And many people that are too scared to even come out and talk. And that is why petition is a better strategy. And two, that people can use, and they can leverage on the media, so that their voices can be amplified and go around the world to bring about meaningful change. And I said in my opening speech that petition is a bridge between pain and policy. There are pains that exist in the society. There are issues that bring about pain to people. But pain points should lead us to the problem, the root cause of the problem. And that should drive us to solution. And that can only happen through legislation that is brought about by petition. Thank you, my speaker.
Powerful point. Thank you, honorables. And I want to say we have brought this out so that people can express themselves. Middlesbrough council leaders listening to me, Middlesbrough security agencies listening to me. As a pastor of a church and my colleagues here, we are very, very open to cohesion, integration, and peaceful cohabitation in Middlesbrough. And we have just given you the voice of the people. A lot of our people feel we should go to the streets. A lot of our people feel we should protest. But we, as pastors and community leaders, will not allow a protest. We only just made you to see what our people are feeling and what they are going through. This is the voice of the people. 1,100 people, yes, speaking the same thing, that they are not satisfied. Police is not attending to them. NHS is not attending, and so on and so forth like this. But we stand for peace, and that is what we stand for. That is the voice of the speaker. Now let's listen to our leaders one by one. From Bini, I'll just name it like that, just in short form as you can do. Reassure the people you have been here before us, and tell us what you've experienced and how this can be solved, and let them know that you, as a pastor and as a leader, as a father, as Terry and as Neil, you are in support and solidarity is on. Over to you, Bini. The speaker has somebody higher than him. There is somebody that gives the speaker a voice, and that's the people like Bini. Bini, over to you. You have a floor.
Well, I think, so that I do not exaggerate, but I have attended, as you can imagine, quite a lot of meetings since the new year. And I think this is the best for the last 5 months.
Wow, thank you, Bini.
Because it inspires me personally, but also it puts it into perspective when the Nigerians, mainly international students, or who have come to our borough as international students, in most cases, they are young, in most cases, they are intelligent, in most cases, they speak English, in most cases, because they are Nigerians, they are confident. Now, these are the facts. It puts it into perspective for me because the people that I work with are refugees and people seeking asylum who have come from different parts of the world, in most cases from war-torn countries. Places like Sudan, Libya, Eritrea, Southern Sudan, and allied, Afghanistan, and various other places. Now, many people do not speak the language, and their confidence have been crushed by various institutions as part of their immigration history, including people like the Home Office, border agencies, and all sorts of things. The reason I say this is that when the more affluent of migrant communities are feeling this pain, it can only be 10 times worse for people who doesn't have the IT skills, who doesn't have the confidence, who doesn't have the intelligence, who doesn't have the association of a faith group. Imagine how many people have been silent because they lack all those things that this or most people in this group possess by virtue. You have all come here through the airports legally. You have not faced multiple rape. You have not faced slashing on the back of your skin. And we have people in Middlesbrough over the last 20 years, because Middlesbrough is a dispersal area for people seeking asylum. Now, I have come to Middlesbrough 24 to 25 years ago, and I have worked with many of those years with people like Terry Doyle here, who are local, much more local than me, because I consider myself as local by now, after 25 years. So, and we work with the local authority, we work with the police, and with various other organizations. Middlesbrough is not, so now I'm putting the minimum standard here. Middlesbrough is not worse than any other UK town or city. It isn't.
Okay.
Because you have recently migrated and your cars has been broken, and you have been facing some abuse, doesn't necessarily mean it has just started. It has been there for a long time. It is only lucky that you are now trying to voice it with the confidence and the skills and the various other things that you possess. Some of us have been raising it individually because we did not have the backup, such as like protests and various things, of the people that we serve, because of the reasons that I have just explained a few seconds ago, because of their confidence, because of their language, because of their hesitation due to their immigration status, how that may impact. So the voice has been very narrow. Now, I wanted to reassure people, and I'm not here to say whether protest or petition is right. In fact, I have a view.
Reassurance.
I have a view to say that there is a missing element for the protest, and that missing prefix is called peaceful. And I think if it has that peaceful protest, I personally think that a peaceful protest is much more powerful than the petition. And also, it depends who you are protesting to or petitioning for. If it is a national policy, then you have to get about 100,000 or something crazy signatures. Who is going to go and collect those? But if it is the local, such as the one of here, the people that we are protesting to would be Cleveland Police or Middlesbrough Council. So I think, it all depends what is the target that you are trying to address.
To reach.
And I don't think it is either or. It depends. But I think that word peaceful must be underlined.
Yes, sir.
And when that is on, I think peaceful protest is much more visible.
Yes,
it
sir.
can bring about change, and it is definitely gets a much more listening. And this is an example of it. The meeting that we are on is an example of that. So, that is, in terms of the reassurance.
Yes, sir. Very important.
Middlesbrough is not worse than any other town or city. And if people feel that, I'm so sorry. I can only apologize that is how you feel. But for some of us who have lived here, we have had the chance to go to Birmingham, to London, to Manchester, anywhere in the UK after we got our refugee status. But we chose Middlesbrough because we called it home. And if we felt it the same way that one of the commentators made, then we could have made that choice a long time ago. Now, I also wanted to give one quick example.
Yes, boss.
My family, I have a very small family. My beautiful wife and beautiful daughter, who is 16, were stopped with a knife, a large knife, and Cleveland police know about this, in the middle of Linthrop Road, which is the second biggest road, or maybe the first one, in the town. At around 10 o'clock on the evening when they went for a walk, this story is less than a year. I received a phone call. A white guy with a hoodie on a bicycle, took out a big knife and put it right at their face, until my daughter ran off one direction and my wife ran off the other side. And he asked for money. Long story short, they were faced by, luckily, a taxi driver who knew me. And as soon as he saw them, he recognized them and said, "Oh, what happened? And the guy ran away. He brought them to my house. I made that phone call to Cleveland Police. They turned up less than 6 minutes. Not only that, the guy was arrested straight away on the evening. And this is the very funny part. My wife took out about £8 of coin and threw it onto the road, and the guy didn't have enough time to even collect that money because he had to ride off. He took half of it and he left half of it. Cleveland police brought at home the remaining £4 change to our address. Now the story doesn't finish there. The guy was arrested the same evening. This is the mind-blowing, and this is not because they are my family, obviously not, because of history. He received 12 years of imprisonment. 12, 1-2. Now, I can criticize Cleveland police, and I criticize them all the time in various things. But there are events that I am now a witness of my own family. These are my dearest and my loveliest people, and I have seen that by Cleveland police. Not only arrested, we also even got the changes that was thrown on the road, and the guy received 12 years of imprisonment. This is less than a year. I have also seen many other abuses against my clients, my friends. There was a female earlier on saying, windows broken, eggs broken. I will add more to that so that Cleveland police can also hear what I'm talking about because they know about it. There are areas in Middlesbrough, and I will say namely Tontree, namely Netherfield, namely some areas that I do not know, that are no-go zones for taxi drivers. Our taxi drivers do not even pick up and drop off people to some of those areas because before they know it, there is a big brick breaking whilst they are driving. How dangerous is that? Some of them are children, some of them are adults, but these are no-go zones. And our communities are suffering into those situations. So the way we bring about change, in conclusion, from my part, is that we need to create the communication channel all the time. And evidence, yes, evidence, we can bring evidence. There is no lack of evidence, by the way, Pastor Femi. There is no lack of evidence. There is plenty of evidence. But people are sadly feeling unheard, and they have stopped reporting them. A lot of the taxi drivers that I speak to, they say, we decided not to go to those areas, not to take any jobs into those areas.
Hemlinton, they don't want to come.
Hemlinton. So, so you ring a taxi service, you tell them to Hemlinton, they will decline it. Because they know what happens. So we can't continue on that. A solution must come, and the safety of these individuals is just a paramount. And we can't. If we keep quiet now, by the time we feel the heat of the situation and then we make noise later, then who is going to follow us? So we need to stick together. We need to stick together. You are all a blessing to the town. Everyone is contributing to the economy. Everyone is working. Most people are young. They wanted to go to work. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to drive their cars. Early in the morning, most people work in the care sector. That is a sector that we are looking after our elderly, and people need to move by 5 o'clock to start a shift for 6 o'clock for Amazon.
And they are not safe. And they are not safe.
And then when they are not safe on the road, then they are getting, that is sad. And we must bring it. My last point is, it's all about connection. Pastor Femi, you sent an email to some of the top leaders in the town. Mayor Chris Cook, Marian Walker, she's top in the hierarchy of the council. Many others. That is a very important element of making change. It is about connection. It is about network. So if we keep quiet on our side, on our own, then whether you choose what did you call it? Petition
or peaceful
or the
protests.
other one, or protest, unless you have the connection and the support and the intelligence. Remember, Cleveland police are not alien, or Middlesbrough are not alien. They are human like us. It is how you speak to them. It is how you bring the issue into their heart, how you gather your evidence, because sometimes even authorities, when they wanted to help you, you have to help them to help you.
Exactly.
So it is about connection. It is about decent conversation. It is not about, raising points. If someone is killed on the road by a knife by a white man, by a black man, that shouldn't be a problem of Chris Cook. Chris Cook did not kill him. You know what I mean? So we need to be reasonable with our leaders, how we speak to them, because the people who are making the racism and the bad stuff are not representatives of the population. They are not representatives of the leaders. So when we speak, we have to start controlling and be reasonable how we present. When we don't see an action, when we don't see the right move, then we have got enough time in the world to criticize them because they have not enacted on what is supposed to be acted. Yeah?
Thank
you
very
much.
Thank you, Bini, very much. Thank you. Connection. I expect Marion Walker to be here and reassure my people. 1,100 people here, but for our own reason best known to us. But we as pastors and community leaders are doing what we can do, and Terry, all of you here, to reassure the people that something is going on. Bini, I made you talk first because I know since you have stayed here longer than us and you have experienced a lot of things, and these few words you said will remain on YouTube, and I know that the black African and ethnic minorities would be encouraged to say, if people have gone through here in 25 years, then they too can keep it. So everybody listening, be encouraged. I will go to Father John. After Father John, I will go to Pastor Casey. After Pastor Casey, I will go to Pastor Emmanuel. Please brief, because we need to round up in the next 20 minutes. Then I will listen to Terry and Neil, and we close it. And S.A. Honoro, and we close it. Father John, over to you, please, to come on video. How long have you been here? Please reassure the people. How do you feel about this debate from these young people here today? And what is the hope we have having people like you around? Over to you, Father John.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Femi. So nice to be here. I've been in Middlesbrough for close to 3 years now, and I would say my experience so far has been very, very positive. When Terry came to me and talked about possibility of coming into, dialogue so that we see what we can do about North Ormsby, I was just telling him my experience has been very, very positive. Probably maybe because of where I live. So I've not really had that encounter of that deep racism that people are talking about. I had an issue in my parish here, maybe like 2-3 months ago, while my assistant priest was celebrating Mass, 2 people came inside and picked the cruets. What the cruet is, the container for the wine and the water. They took it away. In fact, we saw them in the camera. They drank the wine, drank the water, put the container in the pocket, probably because it's very precious, it's very, very valuable, and they left. We reported that to the police. And police came. They reviewed the camera. Long and short story is that they caught the guy and they charged him to court, and they are giving us report and updates. I'm mentioning this also to confirm what Bini said, that an incident may not really be a generalized kind of experience of everybody in a particular town. So that I could say the police in that aspect, they did something different from what I'm hearing now about other places. That being said, racism is a very deep, serious issue and needs urgent attention. And the best response may not be just one tactic, could be combining education, dialogue, policy change, and even peaceful protests, as my brother has suggested, and even petition, combining all of them together. Protests could be best when you need quick response, quick awareness, urgent attention. But the disadvantage sometimes of protest is that it could be hijacked, the risk of escalation or crackdown and so on and so forth. A petition can have a very long-term impact if it is organized very well and is very formal, because you collect signatures and everything is on record. So it's good to just weigh it very well, and probably at the end you could combine both peaceful protest and petition that
together.
Your voice is heard. I will just leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Father. But I would just want you to check within the parish again, and maybe people could share with you the more. But I love your experience, but I didn't have such experience. Also as a parishioner, my car was stolen. The key is with me upstairs, yes, by 11. Police said they saw 11:45, and that same day they closed the case. And it's very, very appalling, I'm telling you.
Sad, yeah.
Yes. Knowing Bini is a voice and a name in Middlesbrough, so police will not mess up with that. Said Alphonsus is also, Bini, I take that. They know you very, very well. So, and that is the good work you've done. Said Alphonsus is also a name, but maybe they are beginning to joke and play with some of the people that are here. A lot of people are having feelings that is appalling and they cannot talk about. I don't want to say anything again. We will do our best to keep peace. Pastor Casey, in a few minutes, over to you. Have you had experiences in church, report of people, and how have you managed it, and reassure your people this afternoon?
Hello, good afternoon, everybody, once again. Personally, I haven't had any negative experience, although I haven't been here for too long. I met with Bini Birfield some time ago, discussing something else with the council. But my experience has been generally good. However, I only had an incident which I don't have the details yet, and that was last week. I've heard about an incident. There was another one because not everything is racism. I mean, if there's still somebody's car, anybody's car can be stolen. So I don't want to tie that to racism. That's the one I had last week. But until I investigate further tomorrow in church, I will not be able to say much about it. But I do think I want to reassure the people who are listening, that we will continue to explore every legal avenue to make sure that our people are kept safe. I will encourage us also not to stand alone, but to work in communities. The more we work in communities, it doesn't matter which one you belong to, but belong to something, church or something.
Yes,
that helps us to gather information together and have a stronger voice together. And that's what I will say. But let everybody be encouraged and know that it's fine. I've lived in the UK for quite a long time, but in other parts, and we've had incidences in other parts of the country, and it's been managed. So I believe that Middlesbrough, things will get better. The more people will begin to understand the value that people bring, that foreigners bring, they will take it easy. Thank you very much.
The value that foreigners bring. So, listeners, you brought value. No matter what you're going through, you brought value. Means you are valuable. Pastor Casey just said that. And I love what he said, that we should not work in isolation. That's why I went as far to get all your numbers and sent to you personally. It's not all about me here. It's not about Christ Apostolic Church at all. So, and I believe that this movement can bring all of us, especially we, the African pastors, together, because there's no forum where we are meeting. And we seem to be the one that have the people. Even Nycourt have not been having their people the way they want it. But maybe if they go through us, it could work. So we might have to come together and have meetings once in a while, as the Lord helps us. Pastor Emmanuel, over to you briefly.
Thank you so much, and thank you, viewers and listeners at home. And I want to, first of all, appreciate God and appreciate Pastor Femi for this great work. I want to say all the debates, all the counter and supportive debates, either protest or petition, they are very substantial and they are very, very valid. I've been in Middlesbrough for 5 years now by the grace of God, and I want to say, God helping me, like Pastor Casey said, Father John said, I have never had any racial attack. I've lived with beautiful people, both British, Pakistanis, and so many of them. Where I live now, we still have them. And I know we've had a counter in church, but this is not particularly on the members, but the bus driver that brings us to church, members to church. He actually stopped coming at the December 2023. He didn't bring members to church because the bus was attacked. And the reason was that when they are passing, children just threw rocks on the bus. And for that reason, he stopped for 2 weeks. And he actually posed a challenge to members coming to church at that time. And then it became very important that this need to stop. So what do? We look for avenue to actually have discussions with people in the community. Also, we had a discussion with some of the police at that time on how we can mitigate against this. So this being said, I want to say that both peaceful protest and petition, they work hand in hand. And from the debaters, I want to commend you, honorables. You've actually made justice to this point and brought this to light in a very shortest form. And with the knowledge of what we have gathered today, having this kind of meeting, like Terry said, is actually a pointer of a protest, because the government, they are listening, they are seeing our views, and they are feeling the pain. I really sympathize with families who were directly involved with this. The police, like we also said, Billy said that also, the police, they are humans, and I know they are doing a great job. Middlesbrough, like we all know, Middlesbrough is a place that is known to be homely and community-oriented. And these people, indigenous who are committing this crime, they know their roots. So one of the things that I believe we will do is what we are doing now, and more meetings in this regard will help to also mitigate against such racial attack. So one of other things that we will also suggest at this point is having the leaders to meet, and by so doing, we also have meetings that will champion back to our people to let them know how to relate with issues when it bothers them. And reporting issues to the police, as it were, has been a serious concern, having them to come over incidents maybe in a place where they have gone to before, though they feel maybe it's actually a joke, but it's not a joke. People's life are involved. And if this must be taken on board, then there should be another avenue or a medium through which this can be actually handled. So on a latter note, I want to say that justice delay, it is not denied. So all of this put together, we are coming to a point where our voice is now being heard and change will come. And I want to reassure Middlesbrough and also the people we are leading here today that there should be no need to panic. Hope is on the way, and also peace will be restored. And God bless us in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Pastor. That was very powerful and short, precise, and it comes from the word of encouragement. And when people hear, they are encouraged. As long as faith comes by hearing. So people are hearing this. I want to tell you, don't run away from Middlesbrough. Peace is on the way. Justice will be done, will be served, but we are not going to do it by trouble. We will come together in peace as a family and go ahead. S.A. Honoro, just in a few minutes, Pastor has spoken. Just say a word to this. We're now listening to Terry, and we listen to Neil now, then Terry last, and we end this meeting for today.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Very well. Very well.
Right.
Speak as a mother.
It's really interesting that Pastor Iman made mention of that incident. In fact, as a matter of fact, I was in that bus. I was in that vehicle that night when I was seated right at the back where we just heard a loud bang and there was some glass scattered all over.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was right at that spot and I was there with my children on our way from an evening service that day. And from that time, the bus drivers refused to come to church. And if they did want to come, we had to take another route that would avoid that particular Ormsby Road before we got to church. I didn't even know he was going to make reference to that incident, but be that as it may, it's been a very interesting conversation, and I think that Billy captured it rightly when he said the issue is that people are not being felt, and the response of the police is commendable, yes, but where you have a response that seems like it's delayed or there's no action taken, you won't blame anyone for feeling that there's been some bias. because you really cannot control how people think or what they feel. Everyone's feeling is valid. And so I would say that the town hall meeting coming up next week, it will be a very good avenue to have all these expressions shared. And I think the issue is just to have people get the understanding that they have a voice and we're not voiceless and we can be heard. Because already there's that notion of, oh, it's because I'm an immigrant, it's because I'm this, it's because I'm that. You know, so if we have more engagement, thankfully I'm also part of the CSRO team in church, and these are things that would also help to champion the causes for, oh, we have a commitment to the community as well, and let's take the feedback back to members of church to say, hey, no, you're not alone. There's a larger community out there apart from the church. The authorities are hearing us, and we can actually get heard and get justice and get things done the way it should be. And the last thing I would say is protests or petitions, they work hand in hand. There is no one superior to the other. They work hand in hand. One starts where the other stops. And in some cases, they can actually go together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Esther Honora. Thank you for being the mother all this while up to now. And the relationship between my family and your family has proven that we can operate behind walls, and let it continue like that. And Pastor Emmanuel, so thank you for the relationship we share. Thank you. Now let's listen to Neil and Terry shortly. Let's do this in 10 minutes and we round off. Please manage the time together. We are here as Africans and whatever. You are here also. I wish Marion Walker was here. I wish Chris was here because the larger audience are here. But the town hall meeting we hold as she has promised, and we'll set the time. All my leaders will be there together. But please speak to those people listening here today. Do you really want us here? Are we really welcome? Is there an hidden meeting that you people are having that you don't want us here? Please, Neil, over to you.
Of course we want you here. It's been a really dark week, and I think the actions of those whose hearts have been clouded by anger and judgment and blame have left, when we've heard it here, so many in the shadow of pain, feeling a lack of safety in their homes, and feeling constrained by fear. And I think the first thing I want to say is that you're not alone, and we stand with you. And I think we heard from Terry that actually, in the wake of the violence that we saw last year, so many people stood up and said, not in my name. So there is love and there is solidarity in Middlesbrough. And I really hope that we hold on to those points of light. I'm minded that a candle loses nothing when it lights another candle. So I wonder if this is the moment where we start to share those points of light, and start to uncover what's in the shadows and increase our understanding. And I also, like Pastor Emmanuel, want to say a huge thank you to the debating panel. Loved it. And I love a passionate and energized debate, but I'm a mediator. So let me just tell you, a debate is really good at establishing a win or a lose. It's one argument against the other. It gives you an outcome, but only half of an outcome. I wonder if this is the point where, having had the debate, we start to move from debate to dialogue, where a dialogue is a genuine shared discussion between parties where they hope to achieve shared understanding. And those then become both and questions. And let me tell you three of mine. The first one, yes, there is a right to protest. We have a legal right in this country to have our voice heard, to take to the streets, and to protest. But I would argue that with a right comes a responsibility. And I ask us all here today and those listening to say, what do we feel our responsibility is in this time? What do we feel our responsibility is as members of the church, as parents? What's the society that we want to build? What's the example we want to show? How do we model the change we want to see? And the right of protest brings power. But I would argue again that just holding power without being really clear about purpose is reckless. So I ask us, in that sense of debate, to consider really carefully, what is our purpose in this time? And lots of people have said what we want to have is to be listened to, and we want to be heard. I would argue and question whether that's all that we want here. There is a difference between being listened to and being understood. And I wonder if what we're trying to achieve, and maybe what our requests will be in the next week and over the coming weeks, is actually to move from just being listened to, but actually that shared understanding. I've been to a lot of protests as a mediator, both in this country and in lots of other parts of the world. And I often stand around the periphery and see how it is received and heard by other people. And I just ask us, if we are seeking to create a better understanding, how do we be clear in our purpose so that others in our community hear us right? Hear what our true intentions and our true purposes are. Because at the moment, there's a lot of suspicion and rumour. There's a lot more shouting than listening going on across the UK and across the world. And I wonder if we need to work together to change the quality of the conversation. I believe that's possible. I am very conscious that the law, when it works well, and the laws to protect people are extensive in this country, so that the law, when it works well, protects lives. I've never seen a law change a heart. And I wonder if that's what we're also trying to achieve here. But thank you for including me in this discussion. And I look forward to working with you to increase understanding.
Thank you very much, Neil. It's always been wonderful when I listen to you in the meetings where we sit together, and I know we're going to do a lot of things. And today you've seen the medium that we have to express ourselves and what we do even at our own sphere of influence to make sure there's integration, there's cohesion, and there's peaceful cohabitation here. And I believe that as we proceed, things will get better. It's just a pity that we need to voice out on what the people are experiencing now. One of the people's, as Terry roundups this, one of the things people are asking for, Terry and Neil and Bini, is when is there an exception around the law when people are terrified and attacked and they give them a house that looks like where they are taken from, and they don't like it, they reject it, that no, this looks like fry pan to fire, now we don't want it, and you now say that the law says you can only get one option, and the family has to sleep again in the house where they are being terrified. The report I heard yesterday was that Olajumoke woke up, screamed from her sleep last night, like as if they are banging the door again. You know what that might look like. Where does the law create room for exception for serious cases in times like this? Terry, round up in 5 minutes, and we'll greet the Honorable. In this discussion, it was not meant for anybody to win. No. We just want to listen to the valid point in protest, the valid point in petition. That's what we want to know. But we as the leaders know that we are not going to the street. We want to use dialogue as much as we can. But so that you, as a mediator, Terry, and the police and the council watching, because I know they are definitely watching us today, feel the pain of the people, see that it is real, it is not hidden. So by the time we go to the town hall meeting, they will know how to respond to us here. Terry, please, in 5 minutes, round off this by 3:50, and let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, and I agree with everything there, absolutely. And also that the police have got to listen to the people who were throwing the bricks, you know, in the riots and stuff, and understand the disaffection and the alienation that people are feeling, and why some people are kind of looking to maybe vote for different parties and different things, or take to the streets themselves in protest. We've got to understand from their perspective as well what's going on. And that's why the quality of this debate, I agree with Vinny, the quality of this debate has been wonderful. It really has, because people have been willing And that's a key word, willing to listen to somebody else's perspective. And that doesn't always happen, you know, and that is a quality that has shone right through this meeting. I've been very, very impressed with that. We've got to maintain that willingness to listen to the perceived other's perspective whenever we enter dialogue with whoever it might be. And in terms of hope, and just to verify what Neil said, absolutely, in my eyes, as somebody who's born and bred on Teesside, very much welcome everybody who adds diversity to our culture. And on that very thing, one of the projects that I helped to run, it's called Neo, and we sing together. And we've got a lot of voices, and we are going to be going around Middlesbrough over the next year or so in the different communities and singing about diversity and migration into Middlesbrough, because in the 1800s, Middlesbrough was just a small village. And then they discovered iron ore in the local hills. If we look at our local history, and the iron ore was smelted, and the steel works, and the steel went to build the bridges and the railways around the world. That all happened because of migrant labor. So let's celebrate and continue to celebrate, as we always have done, celebrate migrant people coming and adding to our culture. So that's one of the projects I'm working on. It's called Migrate Folk, because absolutely we are stronger together, you know. So let's do our best wherever we can in the face of adversity. And I'm not minimizing what some people have shared. It's horrendous. It's only horrendous what people have shared. I'm not going to minimize that. But let's stand tall and understand that there are a lot more people willing to stand alongside of you in your pain than those, you know, who would do the opposite. So that's my message to you.
Thank you, John. Yeah, John, thank you.
From the heart.
Very much. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. Dear honorables, there is no loser, no winner today in the debates in the House. We have learned from you. Thank you all so much for spending your time to do research. It was informative. Bini, do you want to say this? It was informative. When Bini is thumbing up for so don't worry, when I'm coming to Nigeria next, I will get something from you from Bini for you guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
sir. Great debate. Thank you, everyone. This recording will remain on the YouTube. You want to show it to your church member, you want to show it to people to just watch. It's going to be there for us. And we say once again that what the discussion there is an organized one, just to give opinion on protest and opinion on petition, not as if we are intending any nonsense. We just want to educate and hear the mind of people. Marion Walker, Mayor, police executives, we are coming to the town hall meeting with our concerns, as we have said. And everybody listening to me, Wednesday or Thursday will be the time. We'll announce that very soon on all our groups. And Neil, I wish you were there. Terry, I wish you were there. Bini, by God's grace, Father John, Pastor Emmanuel, Pastor Casey, Olajumoke and others. Let's all make sure we are there to now list to them that this case number was ended. This case number was ended. Then Father John, you'll be surprised at the amount of cases you will hear. Pastor Emmanuel, you'll be surprised at the amount of cases you will hear that people have been silent. I close with this one. The house that was attacked last, as Nigerians to the right and to the left, the moment this issue starts, they ran inside and you can't see them around it now because they are scared. We should not live here and be scared. This is a Commonwealth country.
Yeah.
I remain loyal. Yeah, boss, you can round it. Yeah, Bini, when you speak now, round it up and we close.
Right. Okay. Just in the fairness and defense for the local authority. I'm not sure about the police, whether they were included on that email, but it was very short notice. And because today is being Saturday, I'm working from the International Center now as we speak. But some people, make arrangements well in advance. And what we are going to say, what I would like to say is that the colleagues who were included on that email and who are not today, we have only made them aware, or Pastor Fem made them aware not long ago. And I was very surprised that, that Marian Walker did actually say that, she will come, because it was very, very short notice. So what we are going to judge our leaders on is in the coming weeks and months after our discussions and what happens in terms of action plan. But just to be fair, that because they are not here does not mean that they are not interested. So I just wanted to clarify, because we have to be very reasonable in our approach, in our discussion. There will be times that we will fiercely criticize, and we have always done that. But I think I feel that we did get some attention about this. And remember, the MP office is always on our side. Andy McDonald is a really good man.
And he responded.
No, he will respond. He has always responded. I mean, he's a top leader, and he has always, stood. His office, and I'm not trying to get into detail, but his office does hundreds and hundreds of asylum cases, and that's what my passionate is. So, there is an interest, there is a support, and when you have, that meeting in the town hall, it will be a serious meeting, and people will come, and they have already extended an invitation. So if things doesn't happen after that, then we have plenty of time, to make sure. But we will make sure that the concerns are presented undiluted. That's for sure, undiluted as they are, very clearly with real evidence. And we are going to build on that, because these are only experiences of very confident group of people who have experienced this. Some of us will add into those, we will bring in, some historic
points.
Historic
facts
points.
and figures. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much. Just for clarification again, Maria Walker once already told me that she would be here, but later, for a reason I don't want to disclose now, said because of this, I won't be here. Okay. So let's leave it now. Okay. But she has said we have the town hall meeting. I say she wants it a heart-to-heart meeting where we are speaking facts, and that we should come, that we should not bother to record it, doing everything so that we can talk. Now you can understand what I'm saying, why she doesn't want to be here. That we just make it, we just sit down and talk and share our opinions with the mayor, with her, and some of the police chiefs. Thank you very much. Honorables, your voice is being heard all around the world today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for making House of Opinion real. Thank you for always coming on this program. For the program itself, we shall be here next Saturday for another topic, and we will not invite Neil, we will not invite Terry, but you can watch later on what we'll be discussing. I think we want to discuss social media being taken out of Nigeria and not taken serious in Nigeria. We'll discuss that. It's a program we do in Nigeria, but today, since this concerns us, we decided to make it this way, and you people have added color to it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Pastor Emmanuel. Thank you, Jerry. Olajumoke, thank you. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Honorable Zeduro.
Okay, sir.
How do you get out?
Typical.